I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter.
This is the Family Showdown! Hello and welcome to Family Showdown, one of our top 100 lists. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Hunter.
And we're going to go through my top 100 games this time. So, first of all, I want to give you a little bit of a board gamer resume, so to speak, so you kind of know where I'm coming from, because there's all different levels of board gamers, okay? Anybody that enjoys playing any board game is really a board gamer. But you got to know where people are coming from so you understand why and how I built the list the way I did. So we've been doing... What was that little snicker thing here? What's this?
That's fine.
Oh, okay. He'll correct me. Trust me. Okay. So, we've been doing the channel for what, over 2 years now?
Over 2 years, yes.
That's over 2 years, yes. And we started... the channel about the same time as we started working with the Dice Tower doing board game blender segments. So we've been doing that. We also are on their favorite Game Friday and the best of the month, so you might see us there. And as far as playing board games, I've kind of grown up playing games of all sorts, video games, computer games, the occasional board game, card game. My family's always enjoyed playing those sorts of things. And then when we got together, we really got into board gaming, especially around the time that our youngest was born. And that was around 2011. And then again, a couple of years ago, it really took off for us. We were really starting to get into it and started collecting. As you can see, after a while, it just kind of catches on. We kept wanting to collect more and play more games. And it's our favorite hobby. So there is that. So yes, I've been playing a lot of board games, especially the last few years, and it's really a lot of fun. I'm what you'd call an omni-gamer. I like to play all different types of games, and that can range from party games to brain-burning Euro games to two-player quick games, party games. I don't know, I cover just about every spectrum.
Most of them.
Yeah.
I don't really play war games.
But does War of the Ring count?
No.
Okay, then I guess I don't play war games. But if given infinite time and abilities, I probably would even dive into that a little bit. So, there you have it. So yes, you will not see any war games on my list, but there you go. How I made this list, though, is I did the same thing that Hunter did when he made his top 100. I went through the Pub Meeple site, and they have a great little questionnaire thingy that you can do. You just download your list into it, and it helps you sort your list, and it's great because it's just, at first it starts out with simple choices. Do you like this game versus this game? And you're picking them. Sometimes they're really tough choices, and you can put, that you like them the same and go through that. And so I went ahead and ranked, let me look here, just so y'all know. I have ranks all the way up to, I just dropped my page. Thought I went higher. No, I did. I have 182. So I went through 182. I ranked my top 182. That seems kind of arbitrary. But I didn't want to make it too ginormous. And it's grown because the first year that we started making the list, 2015, I did a top 10 of all time. That was it. I didn't feel like I had enough of a board gaming background to really make a huge list. And then in 2016, I didn't make a top 100. And that time I was really confident that, we'd played a lot of games by then, and we started to see a variety of games. So I'm starting to see games that really stood out for me as really good games. And this year, it was kind of neat to explore that again because it was so easy for me. I almost did a top 200 without blinking, as you can see. I got to 182 where I'm like, these are not going to cut it. So there's a lot of really good games on this. If it didn't make the cut, it doesn't mean that it's a bad game by any stretch, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't try it. This is just my personal opinions on games that I really enjoy. I tend to enjoy games and rank them based off of, how well the game's designed. Is it a good game? How I feel it plays as well. And I put a strong association with the memories attached to it. If we have some great gaming experiences, that may bump it up my list, just straight up, because I've had some I noticed, and you're going to see them too. You'll probably laugh when you see what game it is, because you're going to know. If we have a really awesome play of a game, all of a sudden I noticed that it has gone up in my rankings. I had quite a few games go up. So that was kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
And it was based off of gameplays. I did notice too, and I will explain them when we get to them, that I have a couple of games that somehow the first year I did this, I used Pub Meeple, but I think it was Pub Meeple.
No, you used cards.
No, the first year I did, but last year I had a little bit of a snafu, and there's a couple of games that should have been on there. I've noticed that when I was making it this year, I'm like, why isn't this on the list before? Something...
That's weird.
Yeah, so I don't know if I didn't put it on the list properly when I put it into Pub Meeple or what I did.
Pub
but
Meeple last year?
I did. But I think they had just put it out too, so it might have been a beta or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Either way, whether it was me or them, don't know, don't care. But there are a couple of games that definitely should have been on the list. I'll be like, this is new to the list. Shouldn't be. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of just a background, warm me up. And today we're going to talk about we're going to go from the bottom of the list to the top of the list. So I'm going to start with my 191 tonight. And we're going to take a little bit of time, but that's why we're doing 10 at a time. I want to actually show you the game, if we have it, talk about it a little bit, and if there's something intriguing, that specifically like a piece or something, I want to show those to you, so you spend a little more time with it. So, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm curious what your list is going to be. Because I don't know, like you said, you're putting an emphasis on how much you enjoyed it, and that could be a party game, a kid's game, it could be almost anything, right? Whereas I tend to, that is a factor, obviously, but I tend to be more, mechanisms and how the game plays and how the design comes together more so than, I probably put a little more weight on that than you do.
Yeah, mine's almost exactly 50-50. Like, how much the game is designed and then how much I enjoy playing, like, play experiences, so...
And I will be commenting on where it is on my list.
Which is good, so hopefully you've already watched Hunter's list, or you'll have lots of spoilers.
Yes, there will be spoilers of my list on her list.
Yes.
Which is what we did last year.
Yeah.
And I will...
Heckle?
Berate your choice if it doesn't make my top 185.
That's only fair because I totally did that on
185. It's funny you did 182 and then 185. That seems to be the cutoff for
us right now.
When the games start getting crappy.
What? It's already begun, and I haven't even opened up.
All right, let's do this.
All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You cannot ignore the man behind the curtain over here. I have hidden the games under blankets.
I'll look right at the camera.
Yes, so that he doesn't know until we pull them out. So he's surprised along with you. Enjoy. Enjoy. So don't peek at my papers either. Okay. Watch him for me, would you? All right. My number 100 may or may not make Hunter cry. I'm not sure. It just depends on how he feels about me ranking this where it is. It's a Feld game. Wow. Okay. I'm impressed. Not as dramatic as what your 100 was, of course. Jorvik is... Okay, this is a Stefan Feld game. It is a Euro game. Fairly aggressive Euro game. You're not directly attacking anyone per se, but this has kind of a bidding system. So when you're going for cards, you put your person there. You're saying, I'm going for this. I'm going to pay this. Well, someone can go behind you and put their piece there. So now that thing costs 2. So you can either choose to pay double what you just put down, or you can let it pass to the next person. Or you could also put your cube again, but now this thing costs 3 because there's 3 cubes there. So you're going to pay 3 to get it, and so on and so forth. So, and of course it's the Stefan Feld, if you know about it, he is what they call point salad, so there's a lot of different ways to get points. This one's a little bit more narrowed down than some of the other Stefan Feld games, but you still have to really focus in on this bidding. So the heart of the game is all about bidding and getting the cards through that bidding system, and you can completely troll the other player. I think this one's balanced really well. But you do have to fight it out, and sometimes it can get downright mean. So if you want a non-mean Euro, this is probably not the one for you. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, this one's definitely, it's almost take that in the way the bidding works, and especially if you're low on money, the other players can take big advantage of that and force it where you can't even hardly buy a card. So you got to manage your money and at least have some each round at the start of each round to be able to work with, or they can really punish you for not having very much money.
Yeah, I still recall distinctly when the light bulb went off for me. I was like, oh, Hunter has 1 coin left. Therefore, this card that he wants, I can just put a person behind it, and now you can't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, darn, and it's mean. It's so mean. We ended up almost ignoring the game and just outbidding each other just because it was fun at that point.
Well, I mean, there is a lot of, towards the end of the game, you're really trying to prevent the other players from getting certain cards. So you have to almost hate bid.
That's a great term for that. Hate bidding.
Yes.
That's what you're doing with this. It really is hate bidding because you want these things for your collection and everything because you're gathering up stuff for victory points like you always do. And so, it's that's a great way to describe it as hate bidding.
Yep.
The other thing, we haven't tried it. I noticed that this says it's up to 5 players. A lot of his games are like 2 to 4.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have to leave it a message in the comments if you've played this 5-player. I'm intrigued on what you thought about the game.
The video had to be insane.
I would think so too. That's why I want to know about it. So leave us a comment if you've played it 5-player. I'd love to hear what that experience was. But that is Jorvik, my number 100.
And it wasn't on the list last year because it's a new game.
Yes, exactly. That's a new game for us. It was not on the list last year. And how did you know that, good sir?
Because it is my number 90. 9-0. So
about
the same. That's why I said meh.
Yeah. It was only off about 10. So.
Yeah.
All right. My number 99. We're going from the realm of the Vikings to the realm of space. And that is with Alien Frontiers. So, this game... Oh, gosh. I really love this game. I have a love-hate relationship with this game. And why... The only hate part I have about this game is that it's very much based off of your dice rolls. So sometimes the dice hate me. The dice can be mean. The nice thing about that is regardless of your dice rolls, there's a lot of different things you can do to mitigate that. And there's a lot of different choices on the planet. So you've got your planet mapped out, which I love the space theme. They've got different sci-fi authors for the different areas. You've got Asimov Crater and Heinlein Plains. They have a lot of different sci-fi references that I really enjoy in this. But you can roll the dice, you go and you can go to a spot to get resources, or you can build your
colonies.
The little colonies, thank you. You build your colonies. There's even one spot where you can kind of be piratey and steal resources from another player. It's really interesting. And when you put those dice there, they stay there until your next turn comes around. So you're effectively blocking that space off from everyone else that comes after you until you come around and pick those dice up again, unless there's some special ability that they may have. Really interesting game. A lot of different choices to make. And it's a lot of good choices. It's a lot of fun. And so I definitely would recommend this one. This one takes, it says about 90 minutes, less than that. I would say with 2 players, definitely less than 90 minutes. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised this wasn't higher up on your list, but I guess the dice is influencing that.
You know what I think part of it was, honestly, is we haven't had a lot of plays with this in a while. It hasn't hit the table as much recently. I think if we had a really good battle with this again soon, it'd probably go up a little bit. Just because of that. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And yes, the dice can be an issue.
So where was it on your list last year?
Last year, it was 43. And I really think the significant drop is mostly due to the lack of plays. Because I've got so many games now that I've got amazing game, but it also has a lot of amazing gameplay memories attached to it. So that's what bumped this one down.
All right. It was my 72. So.
All right, so somewhere in there. So far, we have not shocked him. Okay, so. All right. My number 98, oddly enough, was my 97 last year, so it's holding strong in the same position. And that is our old, beat-up, well-used version of Battlestar Galactica. I didn't even watch the new Battlestar Galactica until... Good grief, when was that? Last year? A year before? Very recently. But we played this, and you don't need to know about the Battlestar Galactica universe really and truly to play this game and have a good time with it. But it's fun if you're part of that fandom to kind of jump into that universe and play that because it's just that extra theme on top of it. Because they do a great job with the theme. And this is a great... Oh my gosh, this game has a lot of great memories attached to it. It's a cooperative game, but you have a hidden traitor. Or traitors. Is it just one? I can't remember.
Depends on the number of players.
Yeah, it depends on the number. That's right. Depends on the number of players. And so the Cylons are the bad guys, the robot dudes, okay? And it's... they will be playing stuff, and they might be doing things to sabotage it, but you're not going to know. They're trying to keep their moves hidden and everything until there's a point in the game where you kind of have a big reveal. And then after that, it's just trying to staunch the wounds in time before, and get your ship, to the end game in one piece, and alive before the Cylons destroy it and everything. And it's a lot of great back and forth. I think it's really well balanced. And honestly... We haven't played this. We haven't had the opportunity to play this in a long time, but the memories from playing this game are so good that it's still in my top 100 list. So,
yeah, you say that the not knowing the show doesn't matter that much, but I think it does.
Do you?
I think the theme would not be near as strong because
True.
honestly, you would if you're playing with a bunch of people that have seen the show. You just play, but if you're playing with people that haven't seen the show, you got to kind of explain. Okay, these Cylons are these people that look like humans, and you have to almost explain the theme to them, right?
That's true.
So I think it's still a good game regardless, but I think knowing the show is going to make it that much better and easier to teach as well.
That's true. And I had seen the original Battlestar Galactica before playing this. I just hadn't seen the modern one, and more or less it's the same. So I guess that does give you a little bit of an advantage to it. So,
yep.
But it's a lot of fun. And again, it is basically in the same spot, going strong at my number 98 this year.
It was my number 50. 50.
So you attached some good stuff with this one still, too.
Yeah, because I really love the show, and like you said, the plays that we've had of it have been really good. We just haven't had a chance to play it in a while.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. Awesome game. My number 97 has been a good go-to game for us as a two-player game for quite a while. It's kind of slowed down a little bit because we've gotten some more, but that is Patchwork. It was my number 82 last year, and I think it's dropped a little bit just because last year was a really great year for us anyway of finding some good go-to two-player games. Don't you think? Or games that we play two players more frequently.
Well, we've got a lot of games that play more than two players that play really, really well too. I'm really focused in on the research on what games play well two player.
Yeah. So this one isn't hitting the table as often now, but it's a great game, and this one's nice too because it's a light little game. It's Uwe Rosenberg, which we both love his game design. And this one's a light, easy game that, honestly, if you have people that you want to introduce into board gaming, this wouldn't be a bad game to introduce with. The themes may be a little odd because you're, like, building a quilt. But, again, it's something basic that people can kind of wrap their minds around and use the buttons kind of as currency, buttons for money. And you're building this quilt, but it's a glorified Tetris game is what it is. And you're taking these pieces of fabric and making a quilt, and you're filling in your space Tetris style and trying to make the pieces fit without any spaces left over. It's a lot of fun, and it's a very laid-back style game. It's got a little game board, scoring board in the middle that you have on your own that kind of has, I guess your currency in this case would be time. And so depending on the type of fabric that you use, whatever shape or piece that you buy, it costs you a certain amount of time to make. And I really enjoy how they have that balance between, like, getting buttons, which is your money, so to speak, and then you've got your time, which is giving you less and less to build your quilt before the end of the game hits. A lot of fun. Nice, simple little game. I think I make it sound more complicated than it actually is, to be honest. It's very easy to pick up.
Yeah, it's a like you said, it's a good gateway. It's almost abstract. I mean, it's
really
very. I think it's almost abstract. The theme's just kind of there. You could put any.
Oh, you could.
Anything you want. Anything you want on it.
It's Tetris with a quilt on it, right? I mean, really. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Really simple game. It is two-player only. Set up as a two-player game. But as you can see, little tiny box, super light, very portable.
Did you say where it was on your list last year?
Yeah, it's it's 97 and it was 82 last year. So it's dropped a little bit, and again, but still, it's still in the top 100. And really, I think the only reason it's dropped is we've just got so many go-to games that are good two-player.
Patchwork is my 181.
There's a shock.
Hey, it made the list.
It did make the
It
list.
made the top
I'm
185.
impressed. I am impressed. For those of you that don't know or haven't seen his list yet, Hunter has increased his love for the heavier games, and so his light games are starting to do this. Most of them, not all of them, but in general, like, your games are getting heavier.
They are getting
So-
both in complexity and weight.
And wait, yes, the cardboard gonna be muscular by the end of that. All right, so my next one, my number 96. Another thing to keep in mind as I pull this game out, I was thinking about this. I had only played one play of the game that came after it this year. We started playing King Domino, but I built my list very late in the year, and I'm not. If we've played it, we'd only played Queen Domino once.
I'm not sure if we may have.
I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure. So it's entirely possible that Queen Domino may just overtake this next year. So we'll see. This is new to my list this year. And again, it's number 96. And this is King Domino. And another game came out recently that can replace it, called Queen Domino. But this game itself, I love this one. It's a short little game. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it says 15 minutes. This is a quick game. It's a nice small portable box. It's 2 to 4 players. And you can, again, this is another one that you can bring out with anybody. Anybody that's ever played dominoes can pick up this game. So you can play with non-gamers, and it's got cute art, and it's got enough strategy that gamers are going to want to play it too. I really enjoy this game. The other reason I enjoy it, besides the fact that it's just a great game, and I love the organized gameplay for this, I really like the fact that my girls they can play this with us. And because it's based off of a dominoes like gameplay. So it's really fun. It's a great family game. What you're doing is you're getting different tiles, and let me show you, because they're pretty cute. The artwork on this is wonderful. They used a lot of bright colors. You got different tiles. So here, like, I've got the forest, and I've got some water. And you've got different tiles. Let's see here, like a field and wasteland, for lack of a better thing. I don't know. Do you remember what the official terms are? They've got mines, and so on and so forth. But what's great is they have little Easter eggs on the art as well. Like this one, I hope you can see this. I hope it does it justice. But you can see the shadow of like a Loch Ness monster in the water. They've got cute little things. There's birds in the trees or flying around. A lot of really fun stuff. The tiles are numbered on the back, and you just put them, you take out 4 at a time. You bid on which tile you're going to get, and then you place them around your castle. And you can either build 5x5 squares around your castle, or a 7x7 if you want a little more challenging game. And you want to match type to type. So this one's 2 water pieces. This is 2 forest pieces. The more that you have touching, the more points you're going to get. It's a pretty basic game. That's basically the entire game right there that I just explained to you. It's really easy to put together. It's really fun. The tiles are nice. I mean, just the whole design. I really like the quality of the pieces and the artwork. Really fun. Everybody can play it. King Domino.
You did not make my list.
Huh. See, there's something missing in your list.
Did not. I mean, I looked and double checked, but I didn't see it.
But we played this fairly late.
No, it did not make my list.
Okay. But we didn't play Queen Domino yet. I know when we made your list. So it just...
Queen Domino, no.
No? Still too light? All right. My number 95 is another one that kind of took a dive. And again, it's probably just because of gameplay and just the massive amounts of new games that we tried out this year. This game is called Trekking the National Parks. This is my number 95 this year. Last year it was 47. Part of that was because it was new for us then, and we got a lot more play of it at that time. This game is very similar to Ticket to Ride. So if you've played Ticket to Ride, you kind of get an idea how you play that. If you don't, what happens is you have this it's a pretty big board too. A board with a stretched out map of the United States, and they stretched it out a little bit so that they could spread out the national parks so they're easy to read and they're not all clustered together in places, because some of them are like lumped together.
Most of them are in the western U.S.
Yeah, so they kind of stretched out the map a little bit. And you put these great little colored, they look like the stones you put like in fish bowls and stuff, the little...
Pente?
Yeah, the Pente tokens. They're real pretty, brightly colored. And you're going around and you can collect these little tokens. They're here in our lovely bag. See, the components are great for this. So you got different ones of these, and you can get at the end of the game, you're going to get extra victory points for like collecting the most orange versus the most blue and this and that, whoever's got the most. You can see the map. Bye, Hunter. Yeah, you're going through, the pieces are awesome, and you're going through, and you can also, in the same style as Ticket to Ride, you've got these cards. These are great because these are multi-use cards. You use them to travel around, so like this one will move you 3 steps. Or you can use the tree icon, and the national parks themselves have a requirement on them. So you go with these and you have 2 cards, like this one requires 2 boot cards. You have those, and then you pay it, and then you get this, and it's worth 3 victory points. So you're traveling around and you're just, you're collecting all these tokens. You're trying to get the victory points from collecting the national parks, and whoever gets the most of that by the time you finish the game is the winner. And it's a really fun game. They come also with, besides the rule book, they came with a book that explains the national parks and has some details and information about it inside there. I love this. And if you have people that are fans of the outdoors, this is another great go-to family game. It's easy to teach people. Really popular game. Goes down well every time we've played it.
Yep. It was I just saw it. 176.
Not too shabby. Still on your list. And again, it's a really light game. So, there we have it. That's my number 95. On that same trek, we're going to move on to something that's almost the same, at least in my mind, is very similar, and that is, hey, that game I just mentioned that it's very similar to, as a matter of fact, Ticket to Ride. Now, this is not the normal size of Ticket to Ride. This monstrosity is actually the special 10th anniversary edition, because we loved this game so much and played it so much that we broke down and splurged and got this. This game, though, is the one of the like quintessential board games, intro board games, get you into board gaming games anymore. I think this is one of those that's going to stand the test of time and be here 100 years from now. People are going to play this kind of thing. Call me crazy, but I think it's got the stay power. It already has been out for a long time. And it's a train game. What you're doing is you've got a map of the, well, depends on where you're going. With this particular game, the base game has a map of the United States. And you get gold cards that connect 2 cities. And you get victory points if you can get your trains and your tracks together to connect them from one city to the next. And you get more victory points. I got to show you this 10th anniversary edition because it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful thing. So if you love Ticket to Ride and you didn't know this exists, you might want to seek it out. The board is ridiculous. I will give you that. It's like double the size of the original game. Hunter's pulling it apart here right now to show you just how insane this board game is. Yes. So yeah, nice seeing you. Hi, we're here. Yeah, okay. Ridiculous, right? And the cards, they're the same as the regular Ticket to Ride cards. The beautiful artwork is still there. Very colorful. The map cards, again, gorgeous. They show you basically where they are on the map for your goal. What makes the 10th anniversary edition, besides the ridiculous board, so amazing is that you have these lovely little tins, and each person has their own specialized train. So now it's not just a random colored thing. These are special ones. This one is the Dutch Flat Barrel Company. Adorable! Okay. Then, like this one is the Hobo Caboose Central. You have cute little, upside down, green cabooses. Adorable. And then, I know our girls usually like bicker over getting this one. This one's everybody's favorite. The circus one, and if you can see it, the teeny tiny adorable little giraffe's head sticking out of the top of the circus car. They're adorable. They're precious. Love this game. Once you get this, you don't want to play the regular game again. It's really pretty. But this game is another one that I must say is for everybody. It's easy to teach. A lot of people are interested in it. The trains are usually a pretty popular subject in general. A lot of fun. And again, I associate them pretty much the same with trekking the national parks. They're about the same weight. So if you have people that like Ticket to Ride, they like trains, go for it. You want someone who's more nature-oriented, national parks, go with trekking the national parks. That's pretty much where I am. So where was Ticket to Ride on your list?
It was somewhere 140. Some mine are a little further apart. So 176 for trucking and 140 for Ticket to Ride.
Okay.
I just think Ticket to Ride's got a little more oomph to it for whatever reason.
Okay.
I mean, they're probably the same weight, but for whatever reason, it seems like there's a little more strategy, long-term strategy involved, where trekking is more just reacting to what's going on.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, again, obviously these for this year are 94 and 95, but before Ticket to Ride was 72 and Trekking the National Parks was 47. So I had them flipped to the way you had them.
And really far apart.
I had them really far apart. They really have come together. No, maybe a little bit of that. But also I think we played Trekking the National Parks, thank you, a lot when we got that. The girls especially are enamored with that game, so it was kind of our go-to family game for quite a while. So that was my number 94. Now we're going to move on to a completely different genre. For number 93, we're going to go to the final frontier. I did that on purpose, I know. Star Trek Panic. If you liked Castle Panic and you like Star Trek, you must have this game. And if you like Star Trek, and especially the original series, the cheesy Star Trek, this one's hilarious too. This is, again, like the title kind of explains here, you are the Enterprise, and you are trying to keep your ship from being completely annihilated from missiles, like meteors, aliens, space probes, whatever. Everything's shooting at you and trying to blow you up. The board is just kind of a grid with a radius around what is going to be at the center. Okay? And this glorious piece of cardboard, 3D... Oh, hold on. Piece fell off here. Is your 3D Enterprise. Isn't that awesome? And you get these plastic trays that these represent your shields. So you put them in around the Enterprise. And this game, you move the Enterprise. So when you have things coming at you from all different sides, you want to try to aim your Enterprise so that the shields are protecting you. And once your ship does get hit, which it will, a lot, you have these great little tokens, these blast tokens that you're putting on the ship so it literally looks like your ship's exploding. And why I said the original series is so great for this is the special ability cards are the characters. You've got Hikaru Sulu, you've got Captain James Kirk. Some of my cards got mixed up, but all of the main characters are here and they have special abilities that they will let you kind of fight off the enemies in different ways. The encounter cards, they have mysterious ship, the Enterprise incident. You'll recognize the deadly years, old episode names, and the things that happen are very thematic. And the designers of this game obviously were fans of the series and did their research and definitely paid attention to a lot of these details. It's a wonderful game. It's a lot of fun, and you can really dive into the Star Trek universe with this one. Star Trek Panic. Did you have this one on yours?
Nope.
Scandalous, sir. A Star Trek fan such as yourself. Apparently this is too light, eh?
Yeah, too light, and it feels samey to Castle Panic.
See, I disagree to that, because this is... Castle Panic, you can't move your castle, and you can't...
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely has some different aspects, but it's definitely the same concept.
That's true. Things are attacking you from all sides.
Yes.
This is Star Trek theme.
I definitely like it more than Castle Panic, I will say that.
Yeah. Very cool game.
But did not make my list.
Oh, goodness. All right. My number 92. Oh, Star Trek Panic, I didn't tell you, was 69 last year. I think the reason it's dropped is because we just haven't gotten as many plays in of it. And just the amount of new games, as you'll see, it's pretty amazing this year. So, now on to my 92. My 92 is another Stefan Feld game, and this one is In the Year of the Dragon. This one is based in ancient China, and as he puts it, you are a shrewd ruler that's trying to overcome the disastrous events that haunt your province. I like that. That's great. And this is another one kind of... It's definitely point salad. You're definitely going to try to do a lot of different things to get your victory points. But they also focus with this one on bad things happening to your province. So you need to spend time doing damage control / damage prevention while you're also trying to grow your province. So you have a lot going on that's kind of outside forces working against you as you're trying to do this. It's still a Euro, but it kind of feels attacky in the sense that the game attacks you.
There's a Euro game. A lot of Euro games have
that feel to it. Yeah. This one seems more punitive than some of the other Feld games, though. This one and Jorvik, I think both. It's kind of funny that they're in the same top 10.
Yeah, Jorvik's more take that.
Yeah, it's much more take that, but this one's kind of like take that from the game. Okay, but would you not agree with that? Because I mean, it can be tough. The balance with this game is more about I can't spend too much time just mitigating the things that punish me because then I'm not going to get ahead, right?
Yep.
And vice versa. And so some of the other games you can kind of put your head down and start cube pushing, for lack of a better word. But in this game, I think if you don't pay attention to that, you're going to get punished severely for that. Yep. So I really like the pieces in it too. It's pretty colorful and easy to read. I think the board's pretty utilitarian too, don't you?
Yeah.
It's not. This one's not one of those that is a straight up looker like some of his other games. Some of his games are really beautiful. This one's kind of somewhere in between, I guess. Wouldn't you say? It's nothing that.
Actually, the games that are really lookers for him are the oddballs.
That's true. That's kind of true. That's true. But it's really pretty. I really like the art and the coins. They did the cardboard coins that are the Chinese coins with the little hole in the middle of them. I really like those. So, very cool game. My number 92. And that is new to the list this year. So it has not been on prior lists.
Yep, that's my number 64. That's the 10th anniversary edition that just came out this year.
I was just about to say, yeah, this is not something that we could have gotten before, but now they started coming out with these, and that's why this was new to our list this year. So, Yay, I'm so glad they're doing this 10th anniversary thing.
Yep.
All right. And then last but not least, my number 91, Imperial Settlers. This one is a much lighter game than Year of the Dragon, and it's where you're building up your little civilization. So you've got, in this one, you've got the Romans, the barbarians, the Egyptians, and the Japanese. And there are expansions. If you really like this game, you can go out and get, I think we said the Aztecs and the Atlanteans.
Yep.
And there may be more. I think there was more, but I can't remember for certain. And so you're trying to build up your empire. It's asymmetrical, so each race has different starting abilities and different talents, their specialties. You're going through, and you have a kind of a central pool that you're going to be getting resources and different things from. So you're vying for these same kinds of cards to give you benefits. You want to build up an engine, so you're building up better victory points and resources for yourself to get those things to give you victory points. But you can also attack your opponents, some of their buildings. And another thing you can do is do special things to kind of protect some of your buildings from being attacked. So there's a little back and forth going on there. And I really like this. It's a light game, and I think, yeah, it says 45 to 90 minutes, so it kind of hits that sweet spot for us where it doesn't take that long to play. It's pretty easy to get to the table. I would also think the weight for this one is it's not gateway light, but it's that next step kind of light, wouldn't you say?
It's pretty easy definitely to teach. I don't think it's a gateway game.
Yeah, because there's a lot of details, like each card's got a special ability, so there's a lot of reading until you get used to it. But if you've got somebody that's had a lot of experience with those sorts of games, like video gaming and stuff, they might be able to throw down something like this pretty easy. Did you have this one on your list at all?
125.
Okay. And actually, considering how light that is, that's pretty good. So
I enjoyed it. So, I mean, it's okay. It's not one of the first ones I'll grab, but I wouldn't pass it playing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun. And I think it's probably going to stay around here on my list.
Yeah, we'll
just
see.
Because, I mean, I don't see anything dramatic unless they do something that comes out that would probably dramatically change how I feel about this game. So,
yeah.
Again, solid game, though. Really liked by a lot of people. It's pretty popular. And that is the Imperial Settlers. So, that was the start of our Top 100. My 100 through 91. Please feel free to tell us in the comments what your 91 to 100 is if you have a Top 100 list. Or talk about other games. Leave us comments. We love to chat with you guys. And stay tuned for next week's 90 through 81. That's right. See you later, guys. Thanks.
Bye.